Now I am going to work with the edit profile section. You see that in the admin panel there is a edit profile button or edit profile link in the top. If admin want to change his email address or he want to change his password, then he can change that going to this section. In the table you see the admin information is admin name, admin email and admin password. So I will give the opportunity to the admin to change this information. So in order to work with that, I am going to the HTML, and in the admin panel HTML there is a profile.html, right? So I am going to open that with my editor. Here I am going to drag this item here, and you see this is the code. And admin panel dashboard, you know I have a code. In the layouts I call the master.blade.php, and here there is a dashboard.blade.php into the user folder into the views. So I am going to open the dashboard.blade.php. So this is the code for the dashboard. I am going to copy all the code from here, and then I am going to create here a profile blade file. So in the user I am going to create profile.blade.php, and there I am going to paste the code, but the code in the between, these are not needed. I am going to remove it. Now the HTML file I am going to open. Where is my code? Here the HTML code is here, h1 class equal to this, and after that there is a form. I am going to copy the form from here, and in the profile blade I am going to paste it, and the heading will be here the edit profile, and here in the form there will be CSRF. I am not going to put any photo in the admin panel, but if you want you can add, or you can give an option to change the photo. So for now or what I can do, I can give an option, because in the layout already there is a photo. So if you want you can do that. I am going to show you this. I am going here in the admin panel, refresh. Now if I click here, that will be happened. Now I am going to web.php, and for the edit profile section like the dashboard, I am going to copy the line from here and paste it here. Now here this will be profile, for example, and this is profile, and this is admin profile. So this is a get route, and when the profile will be submitted, then it will be a post route, and here will be profile update, right? So I will update the profile and admin profile update. And by default you see in the admin there is no photo section. If you want you can add a photo section here. So in order to do that, what I can do, here I am going to the migration file again, and here you see there is a migration, and this is the users. So here what I can do, I can add another field here, that is nullable field or something like that, that is photo. Okay, so here I add the photo, and this field is nullable field, because by default when I will make consider the photo, this field will be nullable. Now I am going to run a command, that is php artisan migrate fresh. Then the migration will be run again from the beginning. So if I reload it, now let's go to the table and refresh it. You see an extra field comes here, name, email, password, token, and then there is a photo, but the data has gone because I run the migration from the beginning. So I will have to run the seeder again. So php artisan db seed. So seeding is again completed. Now I am going to check it. If I refresh, you see name, email, etc. with this default data comes here. And if I go to the seeder file from here, that is user seeder, you know my password is password. So password is again reset. Now if I log out from this section, okay, now I am going to log in with the password. Yes, it is working. Now if I click here, it will take me to the view file. You see I have created the profile.blade.php, this view file. but I actually did not link it yet. I am going to close it, and I am going to the sidebar option, user layouts. There is a sidebar. I am going here, and the dashboard route of this, I am going to copy it, and in the sidebar, actually not in the sidebar, it is actually in the top. In the top, actually edit profile was given. So here, instead of profile.html, I am going to put here admin route admin of profile. So this is my route name. And now what I will have to do, I will have to create a function by this name profile into the user controller. So I am going to open the user controller now, and here in the bottom I am going to create a function that is public function then profile, and here I am going to return the view, that is view user.profile. So now I am going here. If I click here, you see the profile page comes. Here is no photo because there is an existing photo actually, so it is showing empty. By default there is a default photo. I am going back into my Laravel, and public folder, uploads folder, there is a default.jpg. So in the uploads default.jpg, I can define it. I am so going into the profile, and here you see this is the existing photo, and so here I can apply a condition, that is if, and there is else, and there is end if. So total 3 items. This image I am going to cut from here, and then I am going to paste it here in this location, and I will tell here if auth of user and photo not equal to null, right? So if the photo not equal to null, then that means there is a photo, and I will show that here. Else means the photo is null. When the photo will be null, then I will use here the asset function, and that means it is actually showing the public location, and into the public you see there is a uploads folder like this. So public, there is uploads folder, there is default.jpg. So here I will call uploads and default.jpg. okay, and input type file name photo, that is everything okay. Multi-part form data, that is also okay. Now I am going to check. You see, as there is no photo, so it is showing. So I will update the data, but before going to update, I am going to copy this line, because the existing data I will show into the form. You know, I have a name, actually not first name last name, I have a name, and then email, and then password. So here what I can do, I can put everything in online. So I am going to make the form 12 long for 100% white. That means, so here it will be name actually, and here instead of first name I am going to give the name field as name, and the value will be here the auth user of name, that is the login name. When you will be logged in, then that data will be saved into variable session, and using the guard, it is actually auth. You can also use the auth guard, no problem. So in this way you can just pull the data. So existing login data will be shown here now. If I now refresh, you see the admin is the name, so it is showing here. And then after that there will be email, and email here it will be 12, and here I am going to copy this thing, and in the value here I will call the email. So this will be the email. There is no phone, so I am going to remove it. And there are 2 passwords. If you want, you can put the password like this, no problem. So admin, email, password, and retype password. I am going to make it into a new line, that will be better. So name equal to password, retype password equal to retype password, and submit update here. Name is not needed actually, update button is okay. When the form will be submitted, it will go to a route, that is profile update, and here update button is okay. So profile update means it will come actually here, and there is another function there will be, that is profile update. So I am going to call profile update, but that is a post route. So I am going to send a request, so it will be like this, profile update, and here I will update the profile. The GitHub Copilot is suggesting me the code. You see, if I want, I can just enter the tab, and you see all the codes are coming here, right? So it actually depends if you want to use this way or not, no problem. But it give you a very good system so that you can update your data. You can use the GitHub Copilot if you want. It is a paid tool, so if you can provide, it will help you a lot of ways like this. You do not need to write any code, just you see how the code suggestion comes, and I have just pressed the tab button and then all the codes come here. So this is a very useful tool you can use in your application. So I am coming here, but here I see I am going to check if everything comes well. Profile update, actually there is no route by this name. Admin profile update, actually not only profile update. I am just going now here in the profile.blade.php. Here it will be admin profile update. So now I am going to refresh. You see the name comes here, the email comes here, and the passwords will be empty. There is no photo, so it is not showing here. So when I will submit this one, and then it will come actually here, and all the things will be validated like this, because a person it can be happen that a person does not want to change his photo, so photo is not coming in the list, and also the password is not coming in the list. I am going to show you everything from scratch, so I am going to remove it. You see this is a very normal rule, you know, that is name required, email required, and email, and then name required equal to name required, email required, and email is email type, right? And then if error, then error will be happened. I am going to check it, refresh, update. You see profile updated successfully, but error means if there is no name. Then I click on update, you see name is required. If I remove the email from here, click on update, you see email is required. So what I will check now, so after the error validation for the name and email, there will be another one, that is the password. If the user wants to change the password, so password means I have that into the request of password here in this variable, right? So here I will check if required password not equal to empty, that means he want to try to give any information, then what will be happen. So if the required password is not equal to empty, then you can make the password validation. How? This way. The Copilot suggests me this is another validation, that is password is required, password confirmation equal to required, same as password, and this name I can change it. This is actually not mandatory, you can remove this, but I suggest you to put this because this is a custom message you can write here, otherwise the default message will come here. Password dot required and password dot password confirmation, actually this is a retype password field in my case, so this retype password, same as password, that is okay. So password dot required, this is one, another one is retype password dot required and retype password dot same. So now it should work. So let's do that. Update, there is no change, actually not updating because I did not put any code to update the data in my database, but here you see I am going to check the condition. So if I just update, this is actually a fake message because actually nothing updated, but I am going to check the error message now. So I am going to check the error. You see error is showing here, that is perfect. But when I am going to give anything in the password field, then click on update, you see retype password required, that means you must have to give here, so this one or this one, and same thing you can do in the retype password. So the same check you can put here, that is if required password not equal to empty or request retype password not equal to empty, any one of these if not empty, then the validation will be started. So this is a better approach. So if I now give here on this, you see password do not match and password is required. If you give one password this, another password this, update password do not match. Only if you give the good one, then there is no error, but password not updated because I actually did not run the update query, but it is working, you see. Okay, so after that I have another one, that is the photo section. If you want to update the photo or not, so in order to get the photo, if you want to update or not, I will have to check the similar way if you want to change the photo or not. So that is the main thing. If you want to change the photo, then only I will check the validation. But if you do not want to change the photo, then actually I will not check any type of validation, and that I will show you now. So how I can check that? In order to check that, if you want, you can go here. If you see here, then you will see the name equal to photo, right? So here I will have to check if the request of photo not equal to null, or if you want, you can use the has function if the request has this. Anyway, so if I am going to check if the request of photo that comes using the photo field not equal to empty, so what will be happen? I will check the validation, and the photo I will use like this. The photo is required. If you want, you can use this, that is MIMEs, JPG, JPEG and PNG. Already these files are allowed. If you want, you can add here many things. For example, you want to validate a file in some cases like this, but in my application there is no PDF because this will be only photos, so I am not going there. But in this way you can use many MIMEs type here. And if you want, you can define the size of the photo. For example, the photo can be max this way. This means 2 MB photos maximum. You can define like this, but I am not going to perform that here. That is okay. The photo is required and MIMEs is this. And the photo dot required means photo is required, and photo dot MIMEs means photo is invalid. Now I am going to check the next thing. But before going to proceed with the next thing, I am going to show you another one, that is before checking the photo or before checking the password, anywhere you can put it, or you can put it into the top, no problem. But here actually I am needed that is from the user table I am going to get the information, right? So I am going to get the information in the user table. If you want, you can use the find, or if you want, you can use the where. So my target is I am going to check the user information. So what I will get it, if I want the user information by ID, then here I can easily give the find. I do not need to put where and then the first, I do not need. So here I can use the auth guard, or I can use the auth functions, right? So here if I use the auth user ID, so in this way I can call the information from here. So all the user data I am going to put into a user variable. So I am going actually to search the user table where the user ID is this ID. I am going to run this profile update only when I am logged in as a user or as a admin. If an admin does not log in, it is not possible to access this route because there is a middleware. So I have this data in my hand, that is auth function, user and ID. So that means the main ID. If you go here, you will understand that is this ID I have in my hand, right? This ID. So admin login here, or if there is only one admin, you can straight put one here. If you know that in my system I actually do not want to add many more admin, so if this thing happens, you can just straight put the ID here. But this is okay, auth user ID, and this is into a user variable. And when the photo validation here, when the basic validation is done, then I will unlink the existing photo if there is any existing photo. I do not know if the admin has any photo yet or not. If there is any photo, so then I will use the unlink function to unlink that means to delete the existing one. So unlink public path and then uploads and then user photo. User photo means this of photo, the existing photo that is saved into the database, that will be unlinked. and now I will upload the new photo, right? So how I can upload the new photo? So file name I am going to put here, and what can be name of the new photo? That is, I am going to give an extension. So that can be user, or if I want, I can give the admin, and then I am going to add a time function. A random time function will come. If you want, you can remove it, because when you give any photo, it will come by the name of admin. It actually depends application to application, because if you have multiple admins, then I suggest you to give a time function here. But if you do not have multiple admins, if you have only one admin, then you can just put here admin. That is okay. You do not need time function or any underscore. You do not need here. And then dot, because this is actually the photo name. So dot, then request of photo of extension. This is actually request of photo means my photo. The extension is the built-in function in Laravel to get the photo extension. So this is okay. I get the file name. Now I will have to move the file name, move the file or upload the file into a location. So that's code is here. That is request of photo of move. Then there is a public path, and you know, in my public path there is a uploads folder where I want to upload every photo. So it will be uploaded in there. So file name or final name, whatever you want, you can give here, no problem. And then I am going to put user of photo equal to file name, because I am going to update the data now. Okay, so when I will go to update, then this is needed. This user, I am going to do one thing, that is I am going to put here outside above the password, because in the case of password, if everything is okay, here I will have to update the password the similar way. That is user of password equal to bcrypt request of password. You have to use the password this way. So this is password going to be updated if needed. This is photo is going to be updated if needed, and other information are there. That is, you know, that is user name equal to request name, because I will also have to update the name and email. So this is name and email, and then just put the update function user of update. So actually my task is done in this case, and I am going to check if everything is working or not. So I am going to refresh it. If I want to update, you see profile is updated successfully. This is the real update. Now if I go here in the users table, you see name and email is this. Now I want to change that. For example, I am going to change it by something update. You see profile updated successfully. If I go to the profile, you see this is changed. If I refresh, you see that is updated. So here I am going to put my name, that is here, and here I am going to put the admin@gmail.com. That is perfect. If in the same time I want to change the password, for example, my previous password was password, I want to give password now 1234. Now update. You see profile is updated. How I can check the password? I am going to log out, and then I am going to log in by the previous password. Now that was password, it is not working. Now if I give here the new password 1234, enter, you see I come here, that is login is successful. Now if I click on here, now I am going to check the photo. So I am going to test if the photo uploading is working or not. So I am going to bring a photo here. So from any place I can bring here. For example, I am going to bring here from some sample photos where I am going to check. For example, there are many person photos here. I am going to bring a person, for example this one, open, and now click on update. You see profile updated successfully. If I go here, you see the photo comes here. If I go to uploads, you see the admin photo comes here. But here why not showing? Because I added a condition here, you know, that is profile.blade.php. you see I did not put anything here. So now I am going to put here asset and then uploads, and I have now the real photo, so I cannot use the default here. What I will do, I will use the auth user photo. this one here. So in the uploads, what is the name in the database, it will be called. So refresh, you see that comes here perfectly. Now you see in my folder, this one is here, that is admin. Now I want to change this photo, and let's check it. The previous photo will be deleted and new will be added. So from here I am going to put another person as admin. For example, this person, open, update, you see this photo comes. So you see the previous one is not here, so that is deleted and the new photo comes here. And by default there is the admin here, so I am going to remove it. Okay. And here in the favicon you see this, but in my case I have the HTML file that I am going to implement here, and in my case the favicon is actually this one. So I am going to copy that. I am going to change the favicon also here now, so replace it. Okay, so this favicon icon will be changed now. I am going to refresh, you see this is changed. Okay, that's perfect. So you see the edit profile section is working perfectly.